Swabbers, Holistic Swabbers, kisses to all of you. I have been under the weather, very, very sick. And we went to go visit Mama. We were going to visit some other family members that wasn't well, but we decided the best thing that is for us to go home and get well. And so, sorry I haven't seen me in a bit, but I hope this video finds you well. Sorry I'm not looking my best because I don't feel my best, but I missed you guys and I wanted to come out here and say something because it's been like a few days. So I know some of my longtime subscribers will be like, where is she? And so I do appreciate that. So here I am. Really quick, I want to mention something about Russell and his sexual assault cases. I was telling my husband, I said, anytime lately, especially with the Me Too movement, you are accused of sexual assault, the first thing to go is your job. Your job will go quickly. And so I'm not surprised that he's being canceled. I'm not surprised. And it works on all sides. It just is what it is. And it's unfortunate that that happens because now he has to prove that he's innocent. He does. And if he is innocent, then I would go after them. And then I would sue them for the loss of revenue. So that's how far I would countersue. So my thing with Russell, I don't know what's going on. He's innocent until proven guilty. I don't know if he's innocent or guilty either way right now because I haven't read the details and all that other stuff. What I do know is that it's not nothing new that they start taking everything from you. Matt Lauer, he was off the air immediately. It was other people. They were, you're out of there. Ellen, she slowly got out. Remember, she was bullying her staff, and her staff came back and said, uh-oh. And so she was off the air the next year, talking about she's going to go do other stuff. No, you did something wrong, and then people are like, why? Ooh, she's not, and then we start judging you by your character, and if your character smells, we're like, ooh. And so that's a whole nother subject, but that is the reason why people are not really a fan of Ellen and a lot of people that bully their staff, because it's not, and Lizzo's in trouble if all of this is the way this is coming out and stuff. Someone else is coming out saying something now. Like someone said, are they trying to capitalize on money? What is it? But you just don't know. And so the verdict is still out. But I'm not shocked, I'm not surprised. I'm not like, oh, shame on those people for taking his livelihood. I've never seen it done any other way. I can't imagine them saying, oh, Letitia, you can keep your job. You're going to be in jail for 2 weeks. You're in jail for what? No, you're no longer employed. Ashton Kutcher and his wife Mila, in their statement, I wasn't even going to bring this up, but my thought on the whole writing a letter to the judge, I think it's kind of sick that it got leaked. But number two, I don't think I would have said an apology, because all I could think of, because I've been asked to write a letter on behalf, but I don't think I would write a letter on behalf of someone that I thought that was guilty of a crime. I would tell the judge I would prefer not to, but I'm not saying that they thought he was guilty or not guilty. And maybe they thought that he wasn't guilty at the time, that they even wrote the letter. I don't know. But I think for them to be judged in the way that they're being judged, I think it's a little unfair for Ashton Kutcher. But obviously, they put it in these terms that they're supporting a rapist. I didn't see that at all. I didn't see that these two actors were supporting them. But if you think about it this way, they were supporting them in a sense so they could get a lesser sentence. And so would you want someone that's a rapist to get a lesser sentence? This thing is so tricky. It really is. So that's my take on it. Let's talk about Meghan and her. William was the rock star this weekend. Excellent, wonderful, great performance. He dominated the headlines. He's still dominating the headlines, even though Meghan went to this Kevin Costner thing. It's weird that it's news to me. And I guess it's news to everyone else because, number one, Kevin, why are you hanging out with a nobody? Someone that is disrespected herself, her family, and everything that she thought she stood for. And then you're making us look at you sideways like, ew. Well, I used to be a fan, Kevin, but I'm not a fan anymore. How does that feel? You probably don't care because I'm some one little person hanging out in Texas who really cares. But no, I lost respect for you because you respected someone that is not respectable. It is interesting. But what gets me is that, babe, you had all these rich people patting themselves on the back for doing something for charity. As if they didn't get the memo of stop that. If you're gonna give. No, they're all on stage, and we're giving back to the first responders, and so they got everybody on stage, and I guess they're giving out medals and shirts and stuff. It was weird. It really was. And see, this to me, it just was weird. It was all propaganda. It was all look at me, look what we're doing for society. Let's see if I'm wrong. Let's see if someone else thought that, because that's what I thought. I thought that it was a whole bunch of rich people coming together to pat themselves on the back for doing something for charity. Meghan looked out of place. She just didn't look in place. She looked out of place, like she was just didn't know what side of the stage she needed to be on, where she needed to stand, if she needed to speak and not to speak. The reason why she's feeling out of place because she doesn't belong. Charity doesn't come natural to her. That doesn't come natural to her to do that. She can only act it. And even when I say she can only act it, it doesn't come across as good acting. You can tell she's not into whatever they're doing. It's just a moment for her to shine, to look like she's back out there doing something for the good of people. And look, those people online are saying all these bad things about Meghan, but look at her doing all this for charity. No, she's doing all this for herself. Very, very soon she's going to come out with something new, because I said it, we've been seeing quite a bit of her and a lot of her, and we're going to continue to see a lot of her because she's got something to say. She needs to make some money, and she needs our publicity. And so she wants Kevin Costner fans. No, Kevin Costner has just lost a fan. And those that are his fans are probably going to be like, okay, so, and she's there for what? I don't think this is going to be a good, my husband is agreeing with me, which I'm hoping I'm on the right track. But this is, there was this one scene where she had a mic. This lady had a mic, the Royal Grift. And Meghan grabbed the mic out the lady's hand, and the lady was pulling back and was like, no, I got the mic. And Meghan it was so embarrassing to me. She doesn't relate to anyone, and she's on the stage in the way and feeling like, okay, Kevin, you got these two on the stage for what? Because they're royalty and they know how to shake people's hands. And what? There's, why were they the focus of the charity? Which takes it off of the real people, I really do believe. But it's just a mess. It really was. It was really tastefully bad. Meghan reminds me of the Beauty and the Beast movie, where she's the beast. I just remember the queen that turned herself into the queen, and she says, well, we're not gonna you're not gonna turn into a princess until you soften your heart, until you find someone to love you. Meghan is trying to fake us out and faking us to believe that, I don't know who she's pretending to, but I don't think it's really us, because we already know. But she's trying to get those that are Kevin Costner's fans. But Kevin, your fans don't like her, and so I feel like he's pushing them down our throat, putting them on. I mean, no, he's not, because I'm done with Kevin. I liked Kevin from The Bodyguard. I really felt like, that was a really great moment, and it was a great movie, but I just don't support someone that supports that. Yeah, I just don't. It's okay. What else? I think that's it. I have some other stuff I wanted to say, but yeah, since I don't feel good, I do have my notes. They're on my email. But I did want to just say those few things and let you guys know that I hope to feel better really, really soon and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Let me know what you think about the whole Kevin and her. And my first thought was like, so what? Here we go again. Beyonce's concert. Now she's at Kevin's house. Who's next? She was with Tyler Perry and Oprah. Oh, I told my mom, I said, Oprah's reputation is not where it is anymore. No one's respecting her in that way. She's lost a lot of brownie points here lately, doing exactly what Kevin Costner, in my eyes, is doing on stage. But she was there. Oprah was there in the crowd, making sure that she's getting credit. Oprah was there too, babe, at the charity, there? at the first responders charity.
Oh. What is
that? Okay, guys, you remember. I'm gonna talk over him.
I think Harry's a. I do. In a quarter mile, take exit 444 for US 287 south.
Okay. The GPS was giving my husband a little bit of directions. Because we're going to Kroger's, which is a store here in Texas, where we can get some orange juice, I'm getting some NyQuil, and I think that's it. My husband's going in the store. I don't want to get too much stuff. I was going to tell him to get a lemon for my throat. So if you see a lemon. So thanks, honey. If I'm feeling better tonight, I'll make some hamburgers. I love hamburgers. Okay. So this was a moment with the Osbournes and Piers Morgan. And every time they do like a Kevin Costner moment with Meghan, or an Invictus moment with Meghan, or a Beyonce moment with Meghan, something happens. Her past comes back and says, hello. Piers Morgan got fired from his job, and then Miss Osbourne lost her job for saying that, for protecting him. Yep. And So this is them talking about it for the first time. Take a look at the family.
I think he's a whining, whinging, complaining. Woe is me. I'm the only one that's ever had mental problems. Like, my life was so hard. Everybody's life is hard. You were the prince of a goddamn country who dressed up as a Nazi, and now you're trying to come back as the Pope? Suck it. No.
Do you know what? I couldn't put it quite like that, but I definitely share the sentiment. Sharon, when you heard Kenny there,
Let me have a way with words.
well, Sharon, you've been slightly more polite about it whilst making the same point.
It was all very distasteful, Piers. I was totally bored by the whining.
Me too.
And, you know, the curtsy, the thing she said about medieval times, her lunch with the Queen was like medieval times, which, as you know, is a Disney-type entertainment place for kids. And it's just so horribly disrespectful and just a wine fest.
Yeah, I'll run it here real quick.
So here we are.
Just hang out here.
Okay. Happy's going to get my meds and all that. Okay. I got my lipstick, and I hope I didn't forget it. The one I made the other week, and I said I was going to wear it for you guys, but we'll get there.
So here we are. It's quite interesting what's happened to them, isn't it? Because I lost my job because of Meghan Markle over that Oprah interview. You, Sharon, then disgracefully lost yours on the talk because you basically said I was entitled to my opinion. Where are they now, these two? Because it seems to me that people have basically just got bored of them, which is the most lethal thing of all for any public figures.
Who's going to go first?
I'll go first. I just think the proof is in the pudding, in the sense you've been handed the world and every major contract, you had podcasts, you have all of this, and you didn't deliver because
There's nothing to deliver.
Yeah, because you don't have it, and that's okay. And I think they do have a right to privacy, but that doesn't seem to me what they're looking for.
And Ozzy, let me ask Ozzy actually.
So she was like, they didn't deliver. No, but they trashed. And let's go on. I can't really understand Ozzy.
Sharon getting fired from the talk, because I felt so angry about that Sharon would be
I was angry too.
forced out of a job that she was brilliant, because she was the star of that show. What did you make of it?
Sorry.
I always just said it was a setup.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
They were looking for an excuse to get her out.
Well, yeah, and it was the time when, like, what better excuse to kick someone off a show than, you know, start making wild allegations of like racism, and it was like the fad of the moment to just, you know, burn someone down just to, you know, wave the woke flag, and it was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was completely outrageous, actually. I mean, Ozzy, to hear people call Sharon a racist, knowing her as well as you do, how did you feel about that?
When I first
That's
heard
Saturn.
she's leading the show, I said, well, Cheryl will stick up for her. She knows she's not a right friend. And it was Cheryl that threw her under the bus.
She did.
Cheryl that
Yeah,
threw her under the
That's
bus.
the thing that was. No, and that was the thing that was so disappointing. It's like, you know, all these people that had worked with my mum for double-digit years, knew the whole family, knew everything. Not anyone came out and said, "Hey, actually, that's a pile of BS," and everyone just went with it because, for one, people couldn't.
So she made that statement about Meghan, which was true, disrespecting the Queen, saying that about doing the bow, and all of a sudden she's a racist. And that's why people would say to me, Tisha, if I say something about Meghan, I'm a racist. oh, you should see the stuff that people call me for protecting her. Like, she's a sister. How dare you talk about her like that? You know, it's the weirdest situation. It's like, first of all, she's not a sister, and if she was, so I don't want her representing me. Okay, sorry. Let's get back.
Everyone just went with it because, for one, people couldn't defend my mom, because if you do defend, everyone then jumps on you, and
I defended her and I defended Pierce Morgan. I went and I made a little note to both of their agencies and said I was very disappointed in you letting these two go about what they had said about Meghan Markle, because what they said was true. She was lying, and it wasn't racism. And stop saying that.
it was just
I bet they
nuts.
look
And you know,
stupid
Sharon,
now.
the
Those
interesting thing,
two.
isn't it? If you go back to the start of it, I had to lose my job on Good Morning Britain here.
Good Morning
in
Britain.
UK, because I said I didn't believe a word Meghan Markle said. I wouldn't believe her if she wrote a weather report.
Good Morning Britain. Is that the GB News? That ain't GBN, is it? No.
Well, it's been completely vindicated.
I just don't
by
want
all
us to-
the lies which have been exposed since, including stuff that was lied about in the Oprah interview. So actually, if you take
When I mean I don't support Meghan, I mean I don't support her. It is serious. It is not no joke. And whoever supports her, if Joe Biden, which I like, pick your whoever, I would stop liking him for that reason. I would be like, Joe, what are you doing? If he had let her get on that plane, I would have been upset. I would have been looking at him like,
lies which have been exposed since, including stuff that was lied about in the Oprah interview. So actually, if you take that as the starting point, everything that followed was completely nuts.
It just insanity, and then it seemed, that everybody was parted.
She's
Do you like
getting
them? Do you
big.
not like them? Oh, I'm for them, I'm against them. And it's like, they were given far too much importance, because what do they do?
Yeah.
Yes,
Well, all they
Harry's
do
done
actually.
wonderful things with the games. He has done an amazing job
Yeah,
with
the
the
Invictus Games is a very
That
good
is
thing. It established
incredible.
his country was good, but the truth is, the only value they have to these corporations was to trash their families.
that's it.
All of them. And
That's
I just
it.
don't believe anyone
I
can.
mean, just
When you guys are such an extraordinarily strong family unit through thick and thin. Always have been. It's one of the things I love about you most. When you see people who basically disown their entire families on both sides and then pretend they're happy, I don't see how people can be happy when they do that.
no.
No, and the thing is, I've said this so many times, Piers, they're fine, but their children don't have any family.
Yeah.
No grandparents.
They're not fine. You can't be fine. She can fake it and pretend and try to be like everything is okay. But you can't tell me that her relationship with her dad is not spilling into her brand. Meghan is not trying to hear what her father has to say right now. She is on a mission. Daddy, listen, now ain't the time. WME is pulling me up, and I'm at Kevin Costner's right now doing my thing. And you're on ABC talking about you want to see the kids. Oh, that ain't it. And then the Osbournes are reminding us who she is too. Just in case people try to pretend like there are these big humanitarian people, like they care about all these other people. Charity starts at home. It starts at home. Her father is 80 years old. He's 80 years old. Oh, sorry. Wait, baby. He's 80, will be 80 years old. He hasn't seen or heard from his daughter since the accused. And the kids, I just believe it's a lost cause. And like almost like it's time for him to give up. But I just see him being celebrated at the end of his life because, you know, people can think what they want, but to deny somebody of seeing their grandkids, and I know how it is because my mom when it comes to a little bit, and Mama, I said, Mom, we gotta leave before she wakes up because she's not gonna be wanting to go home, and it's gonna be hard. So we're gonna go now. Let's continue. I think we're at the end of this, but I really do.
Yeah.
No grandparents, no aunts, no uncles, no cousins. There's nothing.
Nothing.
Their babies have their mum and dad.
There's nothing. There's no uncles, no cousins, none of that. No grandparents, nothing to spoil you and do all of that for the kids. And Meghan's cut that off. First of all, she cut them off from her royal family. And check this out. Someone said this the other day. And I don't know what channel it was. But they won't know anything about their heritage. They won't know anything about being royalty. They don't live that life. They don't live that culture. Why would Meghan deprive them of that? Why? They had that opportunity to do both. But she's not. That relationship is not cultivated. No one's going back and forth. No one's visiting. No one's even ever seen the kids. I don't believe Charles have seen a little bit, or he hasn't seen them kids. Do you think it's unfair that he doesn't get to see them kids? I think he's to the point where he realizes that, I bet you it breaks his heart, but there's nothing he can do. Because look at his daughter-in-law. The control freak. The control. She controls everything and everything. She controls it. And Harry lets her do, and she controls it. I know I want to do something else.
Their babies have their mum and dad, and that is what is so terribly sad.
Yeah.
And they know nothing of their heritage.
Where does this end, Sharon,
Yeah,
for those two, do you think?
I said it in the beginning in tears. It's going to end very, very badly, and I don't know why. It just keeps taking me back to Edward and Mrs. Simpson.
Yeah.
It's like history repeating itself.
Yeah.
You know, and all of this, you know, cuddly, lovey, holding hands, going everywhere together. It's so disingenuous. It's like, come on. Give us a break from all of that.
Ozzy, having been through...
Fell in love.
Well, then I was going to talk to you, Ozzy, about love. Because you have one of the greatest marriages, for warts and all, good, bad and ugly. Now, you've had it all over the decades. But you have one of the greatest marriages.
It's going to end badly. It is. It's already ending badly, but they're putting on a show. They're pretending for everyone and their friends and their family that everything is going so great. And I bet she's so excited that she had this Kevin Costner thing to go to try her best to outshine William. But it didn't work. Maybe a day earlier? I don't know. William dominated the airwaves, and the Invictus was last week. I think my conversation is done with that. Unfortunately, she's put herself into a situation that she's not going to be able to get out of for a while. As she keeps pushing and pushing this Titanic ahead. As she keeps doing that, it keeps shining a light on who this person is. An uncaring, unthoughtful, thinking about nobody but themselves, acting. She's been acting since all the pap walks, all of that was this build up to the Beyonce, going twice, maybe even Taylor Swift's. You know what, let's give it to her. So she went to Taylor Swift's concert. Let's say she did. And all of this stuff is to, maybe she needs to be out there like this to be a part of, oh, I wore this to the event for this. I don't know. Oh, somebody is trying to wake up. Anyway, listen, guys. We'll chit chat with you guys later. Once I start feeling better, I'll get back on and we'll do a really good chat. I'm going to get well. Kisses.